So we've got wedding party and scientific samples. So yeah, Seth picked secures. So yeah, that should be very, very good. Yeah, I think they both quite like wedding party. They both want to fight. It'll be very interesting to see whether Seth goes defenders or Avengers here. I'm not quite sure which one he does. Immortal Hulk being immune to Hex makes it a bit more interesting for Doctor Strange leadership. So it could be Captain America, but we shall see in a bit. I will ask what threat. Oh, Seth is picking. Oh, look, it's like he's hearing me. Perfect, thank you. Brilliant. Okay. So yeah, it should be a very exciting game. The samples be very interesting on the wedding party because you get the bonus point if you're within 2 of the secures. Just depends whether you want to actually be on the secures with them or whether you just want to get them as far away as possible, then just have a big fight on the wedding party. We shall see. He was measuring 2 with the samples, but so I couldn't see if he's got a toad in his list, but I'd imagine he has if he's measuring 2. But yeah, it should be very, very good. We have the mat by Pat, which is very nice. It's a very classic mat. So yeah, not too much to talk about at the moment. Just got to wait for the rosters to come out, and then we can talk a bit more. So yeah, we see Wade seeing where he can actually put people. Yeah. So they've gone 17. I'd imagine. I'm not sure whether we're going to see. It's interesting that that Wade picked 17. I'd imagine he'd want to go 20 just to make it a bit easier for iHulk to come out. Because I know 17 is not the easiest for iHulk. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Oh, hello, Ollie. How's it going, mate?
Hello, good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah,
Looking forward
Ollie
to
will
this.
give Ollie will give a bit more of an insight in defenders because you've played them a couple of times, haven't you, mate? Just once or twice.
Yeah, once or twice, a few hundred times, yes.
Yeah, definitely. So it'll be good to have your input on the defenders if that is who's going to come out.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting switch, Defenders Avengers, because there's a lot of overlap, but the leaders kind of want to do a different thing all at the same time.
Yes.
So, I mean, you can get the overlap, like with if you want to do the damage and the control, you can do Steve 3 and Strange, or you can do Strange and Steve 1, or like there's so many crossovers with different styles of play and still have a lot of overlap. It's quite an interesting combo.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Wade has picked his list and there's no iHulk, which is quite interesting. It's still a very punchy list with Blade, Strange, Red Skull, and I believe that's Man Thing. Yeah, Man Thing. So I do like Doctor Strange on this list. On Wedding Party, obviously, just being able to just move people off the party quite comfortably. Oh, and it looks
Yeah,
like we've gone Avengers. Nice.
I think the big thing with Strange is he can just run the game, but if he gets displaced, he feels very sad for a 5 threat.
Definitely. Okay, now we're talking. We've got King T on the Avengers side, so I know that quite well. So, yeah, it'll be a very punchy team. But I quite like the idea that Seth's gone for Captain America. Well, Sam Wilson, should I say? Especially because Wade he'll want to be dazing people, so it's quite nice to just move people back onto points or get people further away with the extracts or whatnot.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting thing with Sam because I mean, 3 of the 4, other than Sam, 3 of the 4 are quite durable models.
Yeah,
Um, so you're either going to get some benefit when King T dies, because King T will die eventually with having no defensive tech,
yeah,
or you're just expecting that Luke and Okoye will go down pretty early and you'll get the benefits of them moving around and the kind of condition removal early.
yeah, definitely. Um, as we've spoke about on this channel before, I quite like to run King T'Challa with survival, um, because as Ollie said, he hasn't really got any defensive tech. So if he does go down, it just feels really, really nice to have him on a lot of power the next round. And I know survival normally on the big bads feels quite rough, paying 5, 6, 7 power on them, but with King T, I don't think it matters too much as long as he's got his powerful bound. He's not too fussed. Okay, so we see Luke and Okoye going opposite sides, which obviously makes sense with just trying to um, allow his characters to have two types of bodyguard.
Yeah, what'll be interesting is which sample is picked up first for which side. Because who would you rather have the sample on, Okoye or Luke?
Yeah, I think definitely Luke from a survival point of view. Um, but yeah, it is very interesting.
Because you almost want like Okoye is probably, I want to say Okoye is probably more durable than Luke at this point because you're going to be stood in front. Her martial artist kicks in, so her dice math suddenly becomes more reliable.
Yeah,
Where she gets more scary is if there's somebody sat further away. So if Strange or Red Skull outside of 2 starts punching, then it starts tipping back towards Luke. Obviously, the higher health pool. If you take the higher health pool out, just on straight dice on each attack, she's
yeah,
more likely to block more. So um, with her reroll as well, she's pretty durable for a 2. I mean, she's not going to do the damage that Luke can do with his spender and his terrain throws, but
yeah,
she's
definitely.
still very very good.
100%. And I think how we've seen Wade's placed his characters, I definitely think Luke's the character to go up first. 'Cause
Yeah,
you do not want to pick it up right in front of Red Skull, unless you do, just to hopefully get King T'Challa's bound online easier.
possibly. I mean, not having Man Thing pick up a point would be good. Forcing Red Skull to have to come and pick it up would be better, I think. Because if Red Skull doesn't go and pick it up, then Okoye picks it up as well, and that's suddenly what you're getting both samples,
Yeah,
and you're kind of putting pressure on because it's unlikely Man Thing and the Grunts take out Luke
yeah, definitely.
just with one
Um,
attack each as well. Like they're not going to get on the point if they're attacking.
no. So yeah, we see Luke go, and I also saw that Red Skull is in energy mode. I've played a lot of him, but I always forget. I think it's dispersion, not the null field. I'm pretty sure is the. Oh, okay, Luke's not going for the extract at all, just going straight onto the point, which
He's
yeah
not going on the point.
makes
Ooh,
sense from a terrain point of view of getting cover, but then Man Thing can just double move, pick that up, or is he? As he picked the wrong as he thought that was the extract. Okay, so it looks like Wade's been quite nice. It looks like Seth probably. Oh, okay, they're redoing it. Yeah, it looks like Seth probably thought the wedding party was the extract. Very easily done. Um, I did think that was very
yeah,
strange, um, because obviously Man Thing could have just picked the extract up and been on the wedding party as well.
yeah. You don't want to try and get stuff off Man Thing. It's not that he's super durable, but he's just his dice math tilts not having crits into him. Like
Yeah,
you know that the max you're going to get is the number of dice you're throwing,
yeah,
um, which makes him relatively consistent. You can kind of pick and choose his fights.
yeah, definitely.
So Luke's going to have a hard time because Luke struggles to do damage into stuff consistently. So he could it could have a go at killing Man-Thing, but because Man-Thing will be healing all the time, it will kind of just be chip damage here and there.
Yeah,
Plus, Luke will get incinerate if he starts punching Man-Thing, which then really hurts Luke's survivability.
yeah, definitely. 2 seconds, mate. I'll just make sure I'm actually recording. 2 seconds. Okay, yeah, I am recording. I was just making sure before before we get really far into it, and I'm like, I've not pressed play, so it's all good. Yeah, it's interesting that obviously Wade's feeling quite comfortable of chasing the extracts down, allowing um, Seth to probably pick up an extract, although Red Skull can just murder whoever's on the point.
So it looks like Wade is trying to stop Seth getting the bonus point if he picks up the
Yeah,
sample, because if Strange can push you away and deny it, then the delta is what? It's only even then, isn't it? Is it even? Or is it one? I'm trying to do the maths in my head. You get 2 points for the
it's
one sample if you get it
yeah,
on the point,
yeah,
whereas if you get you get 3 for the samples without the bonus. Yes, it'd only be 1 compared to 4-2 if you only getting 1.
yeah,
So it's still the
definitely.
2-point delta, but it just keeps it tighter, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think if I was Seth, I would probably pick the far extract up with Shang. I know Red Skull can murder him, but it's 6 blanks versus 4 blanks, if that makes sense. So yeah, there we go. I think he's the most likely to survive, and I think it's a good thing not to put the extract on Okoye, so then she can just bodyguard when she wants to.
So the only worry is whether Strange can reach out and touch Shang, which
I
he
think he
probably
will
can with
be able
Bump.
to. Yeah,
It,
with Bump, he definitely can. I think.
yeah, I think Strange's best home is Midnight Suns. I think he's actually better in Suns than he is under his own leadership.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because he loves the bump. Just you can't have somebody sit outside of range 4 and kind of ping at him with a range 5.
Yeah,
Um, he's just so maneuverable with it. It's actually quite insane.
yeah, definitely.
Um, especially as the fact he's not limited on power. Like now that he's got the Pierce, and the Pierce gives him a benefit on power as well because he's rolled a shield, so he's effectively normally getting 2
Yeah,
from it. But if he rolls a shield, it just tips his power economy over. It's like how when they tweaked ASM to have the crit, it just changes his power economy so much.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I really like having the pierce on a shield because obviously it pierces and gives them a power. Um, it's a shame with characters like Crossbones where the pierce is on a skull and it just doesn't benefit him in the slightest with getting. It does to a degree with a skull because obviously it's a pierce, but it's not like it gives him any power or anything like that.
Yeah, I think the problem with Crossbones is because he's wanting to go and typically Red Skull 3. Like he wants the skull to convert to a crit, but you
Yeah,
also want the skull to get the pierce. So it's that um, choice. I think like with Strange, because it's a dice face that's not bad, but it's a great. Like it's not a skull. It's something you can mod yourself out of if you really want to go fish again. Um, so like you often look at shields and think that they're not an awful roll.
yeah,
If you've got re-rolls in some way, I know Strange can modify skulls, so skulls are less scary to him. But um, having it so that he's having another face that's actually useful to him, it tips it from what 4 successful faces to effectively 5
yeah,
for the first time
definitely.
you roll a shield.
Yeah. So I quite like Wade going with Strange. Well, he's going to go with Strange now potentially to get either Shang, well, get anyone off a point really. Um, but I quite like the idea of putting Strange in the middle and just being able to get that 2 victory points lead. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if I'd go this way. I probably would have ended up going the other way, unless. Um, Yeah, not too sure about this one. Think I'd have just tried Red Skull and Strange up the top. Just try to get the extracts off that.
Problem is, he's now refused flank because you've either got to pick up with King T and then go back towards Red Skull, or you've got to pick up with Sam and can't contest that point.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's what will
so,
probably happen is Sam's going to pick up and then just, I think Seth will just um, allow not getting the bonus point.
but if Sam comes down to the bottom point, so the south point is in where Luke is, the then you've basically made it so that side is the side that you need to win because there's 3 extracts there. So
Yeah,
what Seth needs to do is get Sam or King T to go up with it towards Shang and Okoye,
yeah,
so that both sides are as important.
yeah, definitely.
Because then if Red Skull dies, it's then down to can you deny points? And I think Luke dies, um, and it's down to who has the better swing turn. I think.
Yeah, I agree. So it looks like Strange went into Luke, and Luke rolled really, really well. No damage went through, but yeah, Strange got the shield, so he gave himself a power.
I think that's big as well. Having Luke stay on,
Yeah, definitely.
but I do think this might be a mistake. Like you'll get a 2 point swing this round. Actually, it's probably not because
That's
the
very
grunts probably move on to the
close.
point. But the issue is you're then setting it up so there's 3 extracts on that side,
Yeah. So he's made
and
a trade.
because you don't have prio as well. Blade can just like kill Sam because
Yeah,
Sam can only boost shield against physical and energy.
yeah, definitely. I think,
So
it, yeah, it's a tricky one. I don't think it's a bad play because I feel like Seth was almost forced to do that. Otherwise, he goes down 3 victory. Well, not 3. He goes up on points. Um, Obviously, he's contesting that one, and he's got the samples, and it's within 2. So I feel like he is kind of forced, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see whether it benefits him in the long run, or whether
I'm not sure he was because where Sam was, he could pick up the sample and move to either point and get within 2, so you get the bonus. So unless Skull gets a push on Shang here, that's the only way you don't get the bonus VP. But what you've done is you've committed 3 samples to 1 point.
yeah.
This will be key now. If Shang gets pushed away, I think this will start to backfire into Seth.
So that's 6 successes into 4 blocks. So taking 2.
Taking 2,
Um,
but no push.
no, it's a wild. I believe it's a wild hit for the push and a wild. No, I think it's wild shield for the push and wild hit for the advance. I think. Um, yeah, wild hit for the advance and wild shield for the push. So that's quite big. See, I don't know whether I'd send King the other way now because
Yeah,
I feel like Okoye is going to have 2 power next round, so Skull won't. I mean, Skull could potentially daze both of them, but he would, even Skull would, I think, struggle a little bit with that. Okay, so
yeah.
he's
What
bumping back. It looks like.
which I think then picks what happens with King. Then I think King's got to come down. I
Yeah,
think you set up for round 2.
yeah.
The
I
only
think
problem is obviously uh, Strange can just push King T away, so he's not going to get as efficient a second round activation as you'd like him to have.
yeah. I think the only problem with Skull bounding back is he's going to start next round on 2 power. He can either bound himself back on 1, and then he'll have to hurt himself to get the extra power again. So then he'll have 5 health left. Whereas if he stayed within range, he could have just um, he could have done he could have paid for the blanks straight away, and again, paid another lot for the blanks and not take any damage.
See, I'm not sure that's the case because Okoye wins that point. Uh, Wade's got the choice of pulling that point towards Red Skull, so you suffer the power penalty, then
That's
gain
true.
it
Yeah,
back in the power phase. So then Okoye and Shang have got to come towards you.
Yeah.
So you can then leave Red Skull to later on in the round. Yes, if you place it in such a way that Shang loses his charge power. Oh no, because he'll get back to it in the power phase. So Shang's going to hit Red Skull early.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, it's
Wade's got Prio, so it'll be interesting to see what Wade does with Prio. But I'd imagine Red Skull will change into Nullfield, so Mystic form. Otherwise, Shang will just eat him up.
yeah, it will do now that King's dropped into there. That's an interesting place to put King because yes, he gets cover, but he's also able to be pushed backwards. Like I probably would have tried to come down towards more the box within the hexagon,
Yeah.
so that you far enough away from Strange, but you've got enough power to bound in, and start hitting into things. Because is Man Thing size 3?
Yeah, man. He is size 3. Yeah.
Size 3. So if you could hit Man Thing, you could try and burn him down, get rid of him. Because Man Thing will be the way that Strange gets back into things if he's moved around.
Yeah. The only good thing about King being there is it would take Strange to bump towards him and attack him, and that probably takes off a little bit extra pressure for Seth. And
Yeah,
King will have enough power to bound next round. So, I mean, he can get wherever he wants really on a bound. Okay, so Wade's putting it further. I assumed he'd have probably put it closer to Skull.
I think the idea is to try and get Shang with 1 power less.
But he'll get power in the power phase anyway, so he'll be on 2 power.
But it means if Shang rolls poorly, he can't push Red Skull away and stun him, or do an advance out of range, or anything like that. He's got to roll into damage.
Yeah.
Because if Shang's at 0 power, obviously he's reliant on dice then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose the other benefit is if you do go with Skull early and you've taken him down, yes, he's got the throw, but then he's got to make the decision of do I do the throw or the charge? Whereas if he's on 3 power, if you deal 1 damage, the throw's suddenly online and the charge.
Yeah. Okay, so interestingly, Wade hasn't changed form on Red Skull. I guess Wade is in a bad position because King and Shang are there. So I think whatever form he goes in, the other one just bullies him. And I guess
Yeah,
you're less scared of Shang one-shotting you than King T'Challa one-shotting you.
yeah, I think you're right. So what's
Okay,
this?
so if it's a 4 dice, I'm guessing this is the grunts going into 3 dice, so going into Luke, I'm guessing. Oh, going into Sam. Okay,
Okay.
so Sam's paid for his shield up. Yeah, cool. Thank you for the tabs. Seth's not having any of it. Captain America's like, nope.
Yeah, I don't think that's too bad actually, because what it's done is it's made Sam spend his power.
Yeah,
So if Sam doesn't go next, then there is a chance that you can hit him without heroes.
yeah. See, he's had to hurt himself again. It'll be interesting if Okoye blocks this one or takes the other one. Okay, so Okoye's bodyguarding this one. And I mean, if he doesn't one shot Okoye, oh, that's pretty good. A good block as well, but I think that's got her. Yeah, 6-7 into 2. Yeah, that's definitely a dead Okoye.
Yeah, that's the other problem now is it's given King T a chance to move in because he'll get the Sam trigger.
Yes, that is very good shouts. So he's advancing. Problem is as well, if he doesn't one shot Shang now, it will put Wade in a really, really bad position.
Do you cosmic obliteration Shang at this point?
I think you kind of have to. Or
And what do you give him?
or
What do
Sam.
you give him?
Okay, yeah, I like this. So yeah, he's using Sam leadership to actually get out of range, so then he can just charge in. That's really really
Yeah,
clever. So it
because
has
Skull's
put
got no maneuverability.
yeah,
Yeah,
it has put Red Skull in a really bad position because he can't cosmic obliterate or anything. Now he can just charge in and 6 dice against 2. It's not looking good for Red Skull.
I was going to say you could try and body block Skull from at Shang from the point of the Skull, but then because Shang's still healthy, he's still got the fly kick, so you can't actually stop him getting on the point. It's
Yeah,
just obviously you're hitting him with a less good defense type.
yeah.
But it does mean 2 attacks.
So yeah, looks at the moment it looks like Seth will win the top wedding party. Um, the other side will be a lot more interesting. I think King has to obviously go to the bottom wedding party to help out Luke and Sam because they are outnumbered quite badly there.
Yeah, I think if Seth doesn't manage to hold on to the bottom one, I think it will start to snowball because obviously there's 3 samples there. There's only 1 at the top, so I think Wade's probably happy, like for the trade. Like if Shang is keeping Shang and Okoye being kept busy by Skull, then you've got more threat lower down. You've got it's like 5 threat on one side against 6 versus uh, 11 versus because if you treat the grunts, you've got a 3 bit of threat effectively.
Yeah,
You've got 12 plus the grunts against 11. Strange can heal. Blade can deal with most of those characters. I think Blade probably can kill King T in a round if he gets first activation into him.
yeah, definitely. So it's interesting that Seth's gone with Cap because while you're talking, I did think going with Sam would be a good shout just to get out of there. I mean, you're 6-2 up, so essentially, um, if you did retreat that side, it's not the end of the world. Although the grunts can just stay there, and Man Thing, Blade, and Strange can come to the other side if they want to.
Yeah, well, Man Thing, if he can generate power, can get it so Strange doesn't have to walk.
Yeah,
So he can teleport in 3 and then walks, bumps, and then still has an attack.
yeah. But I don't hate Cap going. Okay, so he's going into Strange, maybe trying to get the push off.
Yeah. I think this is, I don't say risky, but that like it's unlikely because Strange has got the go again.
Yeah,
If he Strange has boosted his defense as well, so this is going to be difficult for Sam, I think.
yeah. There's only one into one,
Yeah,
well, into 2, so it's just essentially just giving Stranger power, and now he's running away. I think just a double move would have been better. Um, but again, if he managed to get the push, that'd have been obviously really really big. But yeah,
what size can Sam push?
size 2, I believe.
So would Sam have been better to rotate up and try and push Skull off the point?
Depends whether I don't think it'd have been range for a long enough range 4. Okay, here goes
Okay.
Man Thing trying to get some power. Um,
And incinerate as well. If you can incinerate Luke, Luke's not going to stay up. So
yeah, Luke is blocking well.
yeah, that's good. Because
Just the
obviously
next
Man
attack.
Thing's incinerate trigger is only if you deal damage whilst you're
Oh,
within 2.
that's a better roll from Wade.
Oh,
So
no reel in trigger. You needed a hit to get the reel in. Because
yeah,
obviously, if you can pull Luke off the point and incinerate him, he's then got to walk, and he doesn't want the incinerate. So does he decide to walk back on the point, shake
yeah,
incinerate, or stay plant his feet and just try and punch somebody so they like kill the grunts or something?
yeah, definitely. It
Incinerate.
has given Luke Sweet Christmas power, but
It
yeah,
has. The problem is when you because it's done after, like it's not as scary.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I think that's a good move. Getting Strange to rotate round is probably a good option.
Yeah, definitely.
Because now that King T, the only problem is if you put him by himself, King T can have a go at killing him.
Yeah, King will murder most people, as you're aware. Playing me and Jack quite often, King can just rip people apart.
Silly question: is this a good siege time? Can you Man Thing bumps Strange away. Strange punches King T, pushes him away. Blade kills Luke, and then Man Thing pays the one to pick up the sample that Luke would drop.
I mean, I don't hate it. I think it's quite good. I think whenever obviously all three of your characters can use siege, it's good. Oh no, I don't know because siege isn't as busted as Wakanda Forever. It actually costs 2 power.
They still need to change that.
They either need to make Wakanda Forever 2 or just change siege into 1. But I'd rather the first one just make Wakanda 2.
Yeah, I think they should change Wakanda and Siege to be the same as Surprise Webhead.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
don't I don't understand why Surprise Webhead is 2 and has more limitations in a faction that has less offensive output.
Yeah, I agree. It's nothing worse than someone trying to surprise head you and you fall back for first attack and they're just very, very sad. Oh,
Yeah, and it's normally the first one is like Lizard or
yeah,
something where you're just trying to get a push to trigger something, or you're trying to move off them with Rhino or something like that, just to set up for like a later
yeah,
attack.
definitely.
It can feel real bad.
Yeah. So we've got Luke doing a sweet Christmas into Blade. Not a big hit. So taking 2.
The throw's the big thing about that.
Yeah, is it omnidirectional? Is it
It's omnidirectional. So
okay? Um,
uh, this and that's interesting because it also gives him slow. Blade doesn't care about it because obviously he can shake it.
yeah.
It's where he throws him now because he can
So
either throw him into the grunts and kill the grunts,
yeah.
or and obviously deal a 3 point of damage into Blade, or throw him off the point.
So I think throwing him there is a good idea because I think Blade was potentially just going to go after Sam. So that stops that from happening.
Yeah. What's interesting about that is obviously Blade could use his spender to get the move, but because he's an advance and not a climb, he can't get over those big crates. So he can't even have a go at like throwing glaives into Sam, which
Yeah.
so he's measuring if Blade advances or so climbs up there or bumps. What happens with Luke? By the looks of it, like does Luke want to back up with the point?
Yeah, I mean, Luke's not going to be able to run away from Blade. But he
I think
can.
you want to try and you want to make it as hard
That's
as possible because he's incinerated.
yeah. That's not a bad shout because okay, so he is using Avengers Assemble.
Assembling.
Okay, I quite like that. That's getting them all further away from each other from the
That's really big
damage.
because that turns off Shang's problem because Shang couldn't charge before. He was on 2 power with roots. Now
Yeah,
that he's assembling up, it does mean that he can try and double punch Skull with mystic attacks.
and get the short advance, which yeah,
Yeah. So although you're giving up the points with Crystal on it, you're then really kind of pushing the fact that you're winning the other side.
yeah,
Strange is kind of stuck in no man's land a little bit now.
yeah, definitely.
I think the problem was whatever Man Thing did with his power, that kind of defines what Seth's next activation is. It's either King T goes and tries to take Strange off the board this round, or it's Luke goes and displaces Blade, like we've seen.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go with King then, because he could have just gone with King, and he could obviously still have enough for Bound.
I think Luke had to go because if Luke didn't, he dies to Blade.
I mean, Avengers Assemble, because King could have spent a power because he could have spent a power as well, and then just gone after Strange. Okay,
I
so
suppose the benefit of not moving King is it gives him the opportunity to decide what he wants to do.
yeah,
So he's not committed to a side yet.
yeah. So I quite like Strange going up there for Wade, because although Red Skull is in energy form, uh, Strange will allow him to have full Mystic. I'd almost be tempted to send King to try to deal with Man Thing and Blade again, and just try to put the points back over there.
Yeah, I think now that he's committed 10 threat at the top, you almost need to switch it up and just kind of push the other side again now.
Yeah,
Especially as you can control where the crystal point's going, you can kind of pull it towards Luke, so that Sam has then got the option to either charge back in, because he can throw the shield and then charge again, and hopefully daze Blade because it ignores line of sight, doesn't it? The shield.
yes, it does. Yeah,
Also, think about it. Luke actually doesn't actually care into Blade a little bit. Like Blade's less optimal into Luke because of obviously no bleed. His
yeah,
spender then becomes a lot less helpful.
yeah, definitely. Although I do like Strange going up there, it does give Shang an easy option where he can. Oh, this is it. Looks like a Shang attack.
Yeah, this will be into Skull.
Okay,
I
so
think
what I would have well, he's going to have enough for a charge, so it's worked out in his favor now. But I'd have moved on to the point, um, attacked Strange, and then I could have um, just pushed Strange off with his special power.
Yeah, I think the problem was Strange had to bump to get on that point. So this is a free like punch into Skull, effectively with two 6 dices into two 2 dices.
Yeah, well, that's pretty big.
Yeah, because if you can daze Red Skull, then suddenly Skull's under pressure. He can't control the point, so then Strange has got to stay stood up, and you've got to
Yeah,
be able to control Shang. Like Shang's just getting a free round of attrition, and he can probably push Strange away with this as well.
yeah, I'd imagine
Like,
he's going to push Strange away. Is he on the point? Yeah,
yeah,
Shang is on the point, so that does give him. I quite yeah. Leaving Skull on one is pretty rough because then obviously Wade is forced to go with Skull first.
yeah, it's exactly what we said, isn't it? Pushing Strange away.
Yeah,
I mean, Okoye's still got a chance of killing Skull. She walks
Queer's
up and
dazed.
does. Ah, yes, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if King goes over there, decides to daze Red Skull this turn, then trying to KO him next turn. I think both.
Silly.
Oh, sorry, carry on.
So King's got enough to do Spender.
Yeah,
Do you Spender Strange, get the medium move, throw Strange away so that he's in no man's land, advance up, hit Skull on for his last damage, and then pound so that you win that point?
that would be very good if the spender was range 3. The spender's only range 2.
Is he not within range 2?
No, I'd say he's within range 3, but I wouldn't say range 2. But yeah, I do like that play.
That throw from Luke's really hurt Blade here because he doesn't want to walk round.
Yeah.
Anytime Blade's walking, he feels sad.
So he can walk, bump, and do a katana into Luke, which is probably the best
Yeah,
bet he has at taking him out. Yeah.
he does. But because it's Luke, he can't heal off him, which is the really big thing from it. Like if that was anybody else, Blade would be like, bleed. Okay, I've dazed you, and I'll heal a damage, gain a
Yeah.
power.
So it looks like he's going to try to bump to maybe be within 2 of the point, and then just do a throwing glaives into him.
It's risky. Luke does
Looks
like
like
a good physical attack to him.
yeah, I don't think he's decided not to do that. I think that's the better play, just to do a 5 dice mystic into him. So here we go. Blade into Luke Cage. Let's see if Luke's dice still continue to be good. 1. So just taking 1 because of the pierce. He's going to try
Does
give him
this have
bleed,
pierce?
but it won't work.
Yeah, he's immune to bleed.
Yeah.
Don't think the throwing glaives have pierce. I think it's only the builder that has pierce.
He did a katana into him.
Ah,
He's
okay,
within
yes,
range
sorry,
2
yes,
of him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Blade really wants dice consistency, and not being able to give bleed out really hurts him
Yeah.
into stuff like Luke. Like
Definitely.
anybody that doesn't bleed, any robots, Blade does cry a little bit because he just doesn't have his dice consistency.
Yeah. Okay, so he's measuring the medium.
Does he think he's within range 2?
So he's going to bound first. I think he's trying to bound and be within range 3 of him. It'll be tight. It looks like he's out. Yeah, I'd say he's out.
What's the range on Strange's handout defense dice? Is it range 3?
You should know, being the defender player you are, Oliver. It is range 3, yes.
Yeah, I don't use Strange. I'm more
No.
Daredevil, as you know, but yeah, because it's not like you can attack Strange and then have a go at boosting it elsewhere. Like if you could take Strange and Skull off in one round, like make them both injured, then suddenly they've got to try and daze both King T and Shang, which feels really rough.
Yeah. Okay, so he's moved. Looks like he's spending 4 power, so he's going to do a spender into Strange.
Yeah, I think this is good because he's winning the point against Skull, and he can throw Strange away, so Strange is then having to walk, so he's effectively staggering him.
Yeah. And I quite like the fact it's not done much damage. He's got the wild for the throw, because I think if you give Strange enough power to Spender, it could be pretty bad for Seth. But
Strange blocks it all, gets power.
yeah,
The medium throw hurts.
yeah, definitely.
Nice witty banter when you want it.
So yeah, throwing him away. He's got a medium advance if he wants it. But yeah, I think both would have been good. I think either dazing Red Skull now would have been good, or leaving him on 1 just to make him an easy target next round was also good. But I feel like even if Seth did daze Red Skull, I think Wade would be still forced to go with Red Skull first, because King, like whatever mode you go in, King or Shang probably take you out.
Yeah, Skull's got to go, but I don't think he deals with it because you don't want to attack King because King counterattacks you and kills you.
Yeah.
And if you don't deal damage into Shang, Shang just throws you into the what's it, a flagpole and just dazes you as well.
Yeah.
Unless
both are within 2 of Okoye as well, so it is a very, very rough spot for him to be in.
Yeah, especially as the fact he's already used Cosmic.
Yeah,
because if you
definitely.
could make it so that Koye was rooted or incinerated, you'd feel a lot happier about it.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, I think Seth's obviously, very much on the leading, like the front here, where he can just ignore that wedding party on by Blade and just put everything up at the top, really.
yeah, I think it's gone really well at the bottom because I think Wade's had to look at trying not to lose 2 points at the top,
Yeah,
but then hasn't really gained the benefit at the bottom because he hasn't managed to squirrel out one of the samples off the other two characters, with Sam escaping and Luke
definitely.
not dying to Man Thing and then throwing Blade away is really, really hurt.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, I think what happens here, I think what I'd do if I was Wade, I would do is it Hydra Assault with the grunts where they can move and do full rerolls. Um, it does kill them, but I think you need to take him out here.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'll see if they get the rerolls. Because if you don't kill Luke, I think Luke just double moves away. Oh yeah,
It's a
so he's
bad
doing the
roll to start with.
rerolls. So he might get him here. Oh, that is rough. Full rerolls, just doing the one. So yeah, I think Seth's first action here is just double moving Luke away.
Do you siege with
I
Blade?
think you have to. I think, yeah, I do think you have to just siege with Blade and just. Okay, so Red Skull's go in. We shall see who he goes into. But I'd imagine it's going into Okoye, whoever it is. Maybe if it's into King, you just allow it into King, because, I mean, Red Skull rolls well, but I don't think he's taken 7 off. So probably going into Shang, so he's decided to. Well, he was potentially going into Okoye, but she's put the power back on, so we will see what he does.
Which attack he does? Because if he did what's the range on the spender? The one that throws.
Range 2.
So you can't throw her away to stop the bodyguard and then do consistent dice into one of them.
No. So he's going into Shang. Looks like Shang's taking it. So doing 5
Ooh.
into 3, which I quite, yeah, I feel like he's. So where's he going now?
It's the advanced trigger by the looks of it.
Yeah, he's got both triggers, so he might. I don't think he wants to push Shang. Oh, he might. No, I don't think he wants to push Shang away, really.
I think you want to push Shang away from Okoye, is what you want.
Yeah.
So that you can try and kill him and then put the sample away from Shang, so
Yeah.
that King's got to walk away or bound, pick it up, and then attack.
Yeah. I think the problem is, I think he's trying to measure where if he moves onto the point and pushes Shang away, I think he's going to be way out of 3. Let's have a little.
Well, you don't have to go that far with a 50 mil base, do you?
Oh, that is very close. If he's base to base with King, he might be within 3 still. Oh, I don't know. No, I think
Is it push?
Shang will be out.
If it's push away, if it's push in any direction, which I think it is for Skull, isn't it? Is
Yeah,
it pushing any?
he could pull him at a different angle.
Push him into the post. So walk onto the point, push him into the post, definitely away from 2. The only problem is if you're within 2, then if you don't deal damage to Shang, I don't think he's got throw. Is it 2 or 3 for the throw? I can never remember because he changes. It's 2. Yeah, so even with Root, he could still throw Skull away, which would then kill Skull.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, he's just going all in on Shang, it looks like. So yeah, another attack, and I think I'd have probably, I don't know, maybe send the first attack going to Okoye, but yeah. Also, if it's a bit too late now, but Shang could have paid power for fallback, which would have really, really like scuppered his plans up. There's a good block by Seth counting 3, but yeah, that's a dead Shang.
I think at this point you don't mind Shang going down
No,
because you can knock Skull out anyway. And then Shang wakes up with charge power. He's relatively safe
yeah,
where he is because he can get to the point as long as the point doesn't start to come downwards towards Man Thing. Shang can get there.
Yeah. Also, as well, because Shang has gone down, I would be tempted to move Luke further away, so then siege is less of an option.
Yeah, because you heal as well. So
Yeah, I think he'll take a condition off as well.
which is
It's
brutal. That's really brutal on Luke
yeah,
because obviously the DR then suddenly becomes back into play
yeah,
a lot more because Luke's more like to block it.
yeah. So they're thinking about. I don't know whether Seth's thinking about fullback here, just to get the extract further away, and then maybe double move Okoye or King T'Challa to pick up the extract. Um,
Yeah, Shang's just going down.
yeah. So yeah, I don't hate that actually. Just if King just picks it up, moves exactly where he is, um, Strange would have to move, bump onto the point, and then attack, and then that point Okoye just takes it. Okay, so
Right, so he's going
he's
to try and boost his defense with Strange. So he can
yeah,
get within
he's
3.
also body blocking Strange from getting onto the point. And I
I
think
think
at this
Strange is
point, Red Skull just dies. I mean, he's going to get 7. He is going to get 7 energy against King. King essentially is rolling 8 with the 2 rerolls. So yeah, it'll definitely be obviously dice dependent, but I think King still probably does it.
yeah. I think this is the problem with Sam's leadership. If you don't get a clean kill and leave like 2 or 3 on very close to dying, you can reset yourself by killing somebody else.
Yeah, yeah. As we
So he's
said,
done all the hard.
Luke's gone into cover, into cover damage reduction. Got rid of incinerate and healed one is just brutal for Wade there.
Yeah, and neither of his characters want to chase Luke down because Man Thing's got no power now,
Yeah,
and Blade doesn't like walking, and I don't want to say he's unlikely to hit his trigger, but he's probably not going to deal damage with the throwing glaives,
yeah. I think as well. I
especially
think
with cover.
um, Wade had to do Hydra Assault with the grunts to try take Luke out. Um, but essentially, Wade could have really done with the grunts just standing on that point and letting Man Thing and Blade do what they want to do.
Yeah, agreed. So
But I
how
think
many
it
points?
was a very bad position for Wade to be in, so I think he had to go for that option.
Yeah, and the problem is Siege now doesn't look as good. Like if I did wonder after the grunts whether you should have sieged with Blade and then gone with Skull.
Yeah,
And I suppose the only problem then is you get Shang healing 1 and taking root off and walking away. But that's not awful.
yeah,
It's not. It's nowhere near as crippling as Luke staying up and walking away because you can't deal with him now.
yeah,
You're effectively only scoring the 2 points at the bottom. And if you don't kill him, Luke will pick up the train, throw it at Blade,
yeah.
and then try and punch him twice, maybe.
Okay, so we're seeing King go. He's bound pick up the. I yeah, bound pick up, and then now he's going to do 8 dice energy into essentially 7 dice energy.
Yeah. If Skull dies here, Strange has to double walk onto the point to stop Seth winning.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he scores 5 and scores out.
Okay, so he's not paying with Strange.
Blocking
That is a
with
dead.
1.
Yeah, that is a dead
Yeah.
skull.
And then what does King do? Does he walk away?
I
Does he
think
stay
he
on the
just
point?
walks on the point because he'll be within Okoye range. The only reason I can see Wade not paying for Skull is maybe he wants to double move. Um, well, he could probably move Bump with Strange, attack, siege, and hopefully get 2 pushes.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, because essentially, if Wade manages to get both wedding parties here, and the bonus with Blade, it does come back for being much better for Wade.
Problem is Sam can just rotate round and deny it. And you're not too scared about Sam being up there because Okoye's there.
Yeah. Okay, so he's put himself in range of Strange, but I don't think that's the worst thing because I think Strange has to move.
Just thought also if Luke survives the first Blade attack, he'll be thrown away because I think you're silly not to use heroes
Yeah.
with Luke, because if you don't die, Blade just gets launched and then you are safe.
Yeah, definitely.
Because now that Man Thing's sat there, there's no problem of Luke dying. Like Man Thing's not sieging because he's not within range 3.
Yeah.
So you're entirely reliant on Blade. I wouldn't trust Blade with the 1/4 dice. I'm not sure about with 2 either, really, because with cover, I think Luke's going to be incredibly hard to crack.
Yeah. Man Thing having a bit of problem there.
Like down on the job.
I think the barrier around that is a bit too. Sometimes with the terrain, the shield is a bit too.
Yeah, it's got a weird hitbox. It's obviously got a
Yeah.
kind of cuboid shape, but it's
Yeah.
not a cube-shaped terrain.
That's annoying. I think they'll allow him just to be like that because you can see the silhouette and it's not touching the crate. So, in my opinion, that is fine. It just looks a bit skewered. Yeah, collision is weight. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Yeah, you can obviously see a shadow between both. So, yeah, in my opinion, that is absolutely fine.
Yeah, this is sometimes the awkwardness of TTS compared to in-person games is obviously you can kind of get away with balancing terrain and letting it do stuff. If there's a hitbox on TTS terrain, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I like that play. Luke just, as I said, just double walking away and just because even if it does go another round, everything being on that side for Seth just puts him in a good place. Looks like Blade's just going full in on Sam. I mean, if he manages to get Sam, that's massive. Although Sam can just maybe double move where Man Thing is now. So that's 3 going in. If the crit converts, then he's got him because of the wild pierce. Has he 1, 2, 3? Oh, he's done the crit. He's done the crit already. So yeah, 4. That is pretty big. That is pretty big.
Really big. Do you know? I wonder if that's a mistake because Seth could have wrapped it up this round because you could have done heroes with Luke, place Luke behind the building, max away from Blade. If Blade doesn't kill Luke because you'd get cover because you'd be behind the building, you probably wouldn't be within range 2. You hope you probably don't block it actually with that roll, but at least that sample drops and you've still got Sam's activation.
Yeah.
Although saying that Blade would have siege up, so he'd have another go at hitting Sam, but it would be a one-off. So
yeah,
I did wonder whether keeping Sam's activation would be beneficial because obviously you could have it so that Sam can rotate across to the point where King T is. So if Strange displaces both of them, you get it so that Sam gets on that point, denies that point. Or you
tricky, isn't it?
charge, smack Strange off the point with the shield throw, and then walk onto it.
Yeah. So at the moment, we're looking at Wade's got 1 point at the moment. Well, 3 points, sorry, because the wedding party. Compared to Seth's 4 at the moment. But it's still anyone's wedding party where King T'Challa is at the moment because of Doctor Strange's pushes.
Yeah. What do you think of going with Man Thing before Blade?
I feel like Man Thing had no power to do anything, so I feel like it was quite obvious that Man Thing was just going to sit on that point to free up Blade. But then the problem with doing that is Luke did just double move like fully away.
Yeah, but Luke did that after Man Thing walked,
Yeah,
didn't he? So should Blade have gone first, sieged, killed Luke, walked, punched Sam?
I guess Sam would have probably gone to the other side of that with the leadership though.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
maybe Wade saw that Sam only had one power, so he couldn't bump up his defense. He kind of knew that Luke was going to go, and then he decided obviously to go into Sam instead. But again, Sam only had one health off him, so it was still going to be a big ask to take four health off Sam.
I suppose Mystic Pierce. So no boost from Sam. Pierce. You've got a relatively okay chance because Sam's only got what, 3 Mystic defense.
You still need to roll 4 on 5 dice though, because
Yeah, that's true.
if Sam does blank out, you still need to get 4 on 5. So I think that's the problem, because obviously
I've
four
got
on
bats. To be fair,
yeah,
bats is like it averages 3. You bats into the 4th. Siege if you need to on the to kill him.
yeah,
You can obviously burn in 2 tactics cards, but it does stop the auto lose.
yeah, definitely.
It's a
So we've
Koye
got
into
Strange
Strange.
going to Okoye. Okoye's blocked very well. That is not what you want to see when you're Wade. So blocking 4, I think, yeah, Wade just has to go for it. Hopefully, or does
Oh, that's
does
it.
4 the Pierce?
The
That is,
Pierce.
I tell you what, that is a Matty roll. If anyone's played, I've spoke about it before. Matty with Doctor Strange, he's always like, "Oh, I'm doing like no damage or 1 damage." He's like, "I'll just roll again, just get complete successes." Oh, was he even in range of? I don't think he was even. Was he even in range with Okoye?
It must have attacked a Koye paid to block it.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good shout. Yeah. Okay, so he's moving King as well. So doing 3 to King. Yeah, this is Wade is playing very, very well at the moment. Um, he is definitely keeping it cool and looking at all the outs, and he is playing very, very well.
So how much is Seth scoring? 2?
Seth's scoring 2 to
Wade's
Wade's
3.
3 at the moment. Oh yeah, at the moment that's the last one. Yeah, so it's still hard for Wade to come back, but he did well to minimalise the scoring on that round.
So the big thing is now that King T's taken 3 and he's way away from Okoye, you can have Red Skull pop the grunts out, try and blast Okoye off the board. I actually don't want to do. You want to kill King T first with the grunts, then if he's still standing, punch with Skull and try and get rid of Skull, and then try and get rid of Okoye.
Yeah, I think as well. Strange being on 8 power now, it makes it very very hard for King to take Skull off a board, because Skull will be getting 7 dice against energy.
Yeah, I suppose the one thing you've got to be careful of is Shang.
Yeah,
Um, but I suppose you've got Strange's healing, and you've got patch up still. So if you'd kind of hope with 4 dice, you'd block 2. So maybe you'd be okay.
yeah. I think as well, King being on 7 power um, is quite beneficial for Seth, because I think the best thing you can do is if King bounds in, does an 8 dice. No, if he bounds in, does his spender into Red Skull, hopefully get the wild to throw Red Skull away from Stranger's bubble, and then do an 8 dice energy into him, and hopefully that does enough.
Yeah, it's risky, isn't it? I think Wade's got to take somebody off the board. He's got to get a key days off if he's going, and I think it's got to be Skull. I think Skull's got to go, and if you want to do it, you want to shoot Luke because Luke's scoring points, but you also wanted to kill King T.
Yeah, because King
So
T's got a
maybe,
point, and he can just blitz your whole team.
yeah. The problem is if you kill Luke, King T walks out of range and then bounds back in.
Yeah,
So you almost want the grunts to come in, shoot King T. But the problem you're then at is fall back, and you don't want that to go off. So if anything, you're better the grunts come in, stand there, hold the point, and then Skull just tries to absolutely blast King T.
yeah. Or here's a good one. Does King T pay for Wisdom of the Ancestors, which it looks like he has? Do a 6 dice energy into Skull because it'll pull him towards him, and then do a spender into him, and obviously counting skulls both times. I think that's a good one.
Sam's spending 2. Is he charging?
Okay, so he's. I don't know about this. I think he
Blade.
needed to go with King first. I think King being on 4 health, I think Skull can easily deal with him, even with Wisdom.
Blade takes 1. Is that?
Protects nothing.
Oh, it's a gainer, isn't it, Sam? For his
Yeah.
shield throw. Oh, he's spendering him. Right. This is.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about this. Oh yeah, doing 0 damage. This.
You do get the place away, which hurts Blade a little bit
Yeah.
because you can place behind the size 3.
Yeah, you
If he'd
can
got
do.
that, would have been really good if he gets the damage because you can throw Blade away and get the place too. So I
Yeah.
kind of get why it's beneficial. I will say Siege is looking incredible at the moment. Like
Yeah.
still having that up.
So if
Not
you're
sure.
Wade, would you bump with Strange and double spend a King to try get the activation? Or would you go with Red Skull and just murder the world? Where would you go with this?
I think you've got to kill King or turn him off because at the moment you're not getting to Sam. Well, Blade can get to Sam or Luke, and I think Luke's probably the easier one to take off the board.
Yeah.
Because if you can move, bump, spender into him, you should be in range to kill Luke. Oh, sorry, even just bump, maybe be within 3. It depends how the terrain kind of blocks you.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I
So
think this is a mistake. King's going to fall back, surely.
yeah, I would have probably gone into Okoye and just try and get lucky to take the 3 off Okoye.
If you kill
Um,
Okoye, the Sam leadership fires off.
yeah, that's true as well. Oh, it's yeah.
Yep, fall back. There you go.
That was a mistake.
Although, oh yeah, and the grunts have body blocked him as well. That's it. I
So
think you didn't
yeah.
need to put the grunts that close. The grunts could have sat anywhere.
So yeah, this is yeah, it's gone back into Seth's favour.
Actually, saying that though, the grunts had to go the. Oh, if do you know where the grunts should have gone? They should have gone towards Shang more. So as in
Yeah,
uh,
to stop the
north
charge
of
as
Shang.
well.
Well, that and because fullback's away, the way might have forced him down, and then you could have sieged with Strange
Yeah,
and pushed him back into Skull, and then tried to double hit him.
yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, I think. Okay, so
So you've got to kill Sam. Heroes is going to be played on this, surely. Oh no, Sam hasn't got power.
Yeah.
So the question is, as somebody that's played a lot of Red Skull, do you take the spender or do you do the 6 dice count blanks?
6 dice count blanks always. Well,
But are
not
you
not
doing 5?
always, but it.
But if you get the throw, you can throw Sam in front of Blade. So you've got Siege.
The throws away.
Ah,
Okay, that was a little bit of an illegal move, but it was literally just a minuscule over, so we'll let them off. Because he moved and bumped, but he still had the range 3 out. But it was literally he didn't have to go very far at all. So he's got 6 going into blocking 2, so Sam is alive.
only back to it's on splash characters, eh?
Yeah, definitely. He has got the push trigger, which I don't think matters too much, really.
Push in any direction.
Unless he pushes in where throwing crescents is a thing.
Because
It's away.
what would be good about this is if Blade can get the. If you do Siege, if Blade can get the advance, he can walk towards Sam and set up a double tap in his turn.
Okay, so it looks like he's trying to do the advance, but the advance is only on a wild and a hit. So if he carries on with this, I'll have to let them know that he hasn't got the trigger. Because he's moved once, bumped, attacked, and it looks like he's trying to do the trigger.
Do you want to let them know just before he moves, in case they move at all?
To advance trigger is on a hit wild. So he'll have to move back. Unless I've missed something very, very obvious, but it is definitely a hit wild. Yeah, blitz after the attack resolved, advance short, and yeah, he's got the push.
I spotted it, was it?
So there.
So Heroes is now online. This is the one issue with leaving Sam on 1.
Yeah.
However, do you want to throw Luke in the way and lose Luke instead?
Just remember, these are on clocks, so let's. Oh, they're not using. Okay, ignore me. Yeah, so I've popped that in the chat, but obviously they've not read it. But we'll just see how it plays out. He didn't have a trigger for the advance, but yeah.
Does it? I suppose how much does it change?
It makes straight. I don't think Red Skull is within range of Strange's bubble, so it does give him bonus dice on defense. So if
Skull's not scoring anything,
no, so yeah, it doesn't really benefit too much because Seth potentially wins this round, and then I don't think he puts anything into Red Skull.
So if you're Wade, what are you doing here? Are you for your next activation? What are you looking for?
See, Blade's not having a good time at all, really, because no one's got bleed, so his spender's not doing anything. Well, his spender's still obviously good, but yeah,
Is Blade within 3 of Sam?
I'd say Blade's probably within 3 of Sam there.
Because if Seth doesn't go with Luke, which it looks like he is going to, if he doesn't, and he's within 3 of Sam, I would spend a Sam, kill him, get the medium advance, bump, try and smack Luke, try and take the 2 points off him. Yeah. Then King's got to start carrying that side. Yeah. And you've still got Siege up, so you could Strange him away and then still have Strange to double walk.
Yeah. Okay, so he's making a bubble with, which is good, but at the same time, yeah, Strange can just bump, hit Luke once, which it'll go into a Koye, hopefully do at least one damage, and then attack Luke.
The problem is if you just have one attack into Luke, if you don't kill him,
He's
he'll
still got
heroes you away.
siege, so oh yeah, it's true. Yeah, with the siege, yeah,
Oh, he's within 4. That looks like he's within 3. Like that.
yeah. And even if he wasn't, he's got enough power to bump and then be within 3 if he wanted to.
Yeah.
So is he going to go? No, surely he's not going to go for a. Yeah,
I think Strange either has to go now and activate King T, or has to wait until King T goes and push him off the point.
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It's effectively a pass that with Man Thing, isn't it? You're just
yeah. I
making sure you're
mean,
getting your 2 points.
King's probably not in a position where he wants to go now. He wants to wait until Strange is closer in, um, unless he literally runs away with King into the corner and just hopes that Luke survives.
Yeah, we're now seeing the problems of Strange, where if he's out of position, he hates it. Like if he's going to have to make a move action to win the game,
Yeah. So we're seeing a
Shang charge.
charge, yeah, and then
Strange's
just
going to
advance on the way.
punch and push him away, and I think that ruins.
That seals it, really.
Maybe Siege is still up, so there is that option.
Yeah. She's got the stagger as well.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is. Oh no, not. Yeah, he has. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah, it's
looking at one
crit
dice pool.
shield, isn't it, stagger?
Yeah, that's you can only mod your dice, can't you?
Yeah. It's not as good as Chi Mastery. Can you use
So
Chi Mastery on defense as well?
uh, no, it's only when he's attacking.
Oh, okay, I was going to say that'd been bonkers if it was a defense as well. Yeah, I think that seals it. Because I mean, all King needs to do is
I
kill
don't
the
don't
grunts.
think so. So, because this would be two characters going to that point.
Yeah. And they can
Yeah,
both be within range of a Koye, so Strange is the only
strange.
person which can reach them. But he's got a stagger, so the only attack he's going to be able to do will be on a siege, and that will just go straight into a Koye.
Yeah, I think the mistake was going with the grunts and shooting. I think the grunts should have just come out and just stood there and body blocked anything,
Yeah.
so that you can't get the stand on a point and have a Koye, like the Koye protection. You've got to stand on the point or get the protection.
So it looks like they've called it because yeah, GG. But yeah, it was yeah, very very rough. They both played really really well.
Yeah, I think Seth got a bit lucky that the side where Man Thing was went well for him, that Sam got out of there. I think if Skull doesn't go as the first activation, round 2, and he instead goes with Blade to bump in, smack Sam twice,
Yeah,
that probably goes worse
yeah,
because the point pops out. Luke can't pick it up because he's already holding one, so you drop it by Man Thing. And then it gets really difficult because then there's only one point at the top, and Seth's then got to rotate back down.
yeah. I think Luke surviving a lot in the early rounds and still being on his healthy side and the other side of the board is pretty bonkers.
Yeah,
Wade did put quite a lot into Luke, but the leadership definitely helped. I feel like every time Wade was doing the right thing and dazing so on, the leadership just really scuppered his plans.
Yeah, but I think that's where that skull activation round 2 hurt him, because if
Yeah,
Shang goes first, which is probably the most likely option, to do the mystic attacks, yes, Skull takes a lot of damage. Does he daze him? It's hard to say. But if he does get the stagger off, you can always cosmic obliteration to take it off.
yeah,
Um, but if you go with, so you could go Blade first, bump in, try and kill Sam because you can't boost your shield. You've got the Pierce. Does he want to heroes Luke in so Luke takes damage instead? Probably not.
yeah,
Um, if you can daze Sam, yes, somebody else gets a move in, but then you're getting the points dropped out. You're getting the advantage on the kind of rotated flank, aren't you? So
yeah,
that whole flank is then worth more points. So then King's got to come back down
yeah,
rather than going
definitely.
up,
Yeah,
which then gives. So yes, Skull probably gets punched, but then Skull can go and try and deal with Okoye.
yeah, I agree. Um, But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. This has been a top 16, so Seth goes into the top 8. That's a massive, massive congratulations for him. And yeah, congratulations to Wade for making it this far. It's definitely not easy to do to get this far to the final. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Ollie, for co-hosting with me again. It's always a pleasure having you to co-host with me, mate.
No
And
problems. Having me.
yeah, like and subscribe, people. It means a lot to me. And yeah, catch you on the next one.